What's happening, people? Welcome to the Straightjacket podcast 152. Who would have thought, man? 152nd podcast. Cheers, yeah. Cheers to anyone watching this right now.
It's a bit cold around here.
It is a bit cold, mate.
Cheers,
it's very, very cold, mate. It's about probably 6-7 degrees
Next
outside.
week, apparently, it's going to be -12.
-12, bloody hell, man. I feel like that's what United are feeling right now. We're feeling -12, you know, with cold conditions out there. But this is the Straightjacket podcast. We always give you straight talk, no waffling. Well, there might be a bit of waffling, but they'll give you straight facts at the state of our football club. If you're watching right now, please hit that like button. It takes 2 seconds. Hit the like button. I hope you enjoy this podcast. And Nuruddin, before anything else, I always ask you first, before United come into anything, how are you? Everything all right?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Bit of a... it's been a long day.
Yeah.
This way.
Yeah.
Been up and down, going here and there. Went to Liverpool, came back.
Yeah. And you know what? Yeah, Nuruddin, I brought so I've got 2 bags, right? I've got me one over the shoulder, and I've got a gym bag. You know what? I might bring the gym bag all the time because the 2 cats here, if I don't connect the camera, are sat on top of the bag, literally on top of it.
They love his bag. They love
the bag. You know what? I might just bring it all the time because then they don't have to run around.
They're not running around, calling chaos.
You know what I mean?
Seedorf and Scholes love Saeed's bag.
They love it, man. They absolutely love it. But we have to tell you the news. The podcast is OLE gone, but what next for Manchester United?
What next?
Well,
listen, OLE's gone.
yeah.
Everybody else is still there, mate. I said to you, was it 15 months ago? I said to you, he has to change them if he wants.
Yeah.
If he wants to be successful at this club.
Yeah.
And it's all coming out now. Apparently, he never wanted to change them. He was told that, he was advised that, and he went against it. And started, well, obviously, starts calling them world class. But what does it tell you about them, though?
Yeah.
What does it tell you about them that they want to stay? Wouldn't you think that if me and you work in some place and we went there together and we went to do our job together,
of course.
If you're getting done, do you think I'm going to hang around?
I'll go as well. I'll walk as well. You know, you do it all the time. Even in when you're watching the Big Brother, you know the Big Brother house and that. And if the guy, the voiceover woman will be like, no food for the rest of the house. Or no thing, coming on. And they all kind of protest together. And you know what it is? It just shows you how bad this football club is run. But I want to touch on that. Exposed. I want to touch on that a minute, but it doesn't surprise you, the news. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Listen, it's been walking wounded. It's been
walking dead, isn't it?
Yeah, they've been humiliating him. The worst thing that they've humiliated him, hung him out to dry. It's been just abysmal. It's like the cruelty. It was quite cruel. And now they got him doing interviews and shit.
Oh, you know what, man?
And then yesterday he said to the guy, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. You're the fucking manager of Man United. You could do whatever the fuck you want, right? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to laugh." That's a humiliation because he's not thinking.
He's not thinking. Yeah, he's not thinking right. He's not thinking right.
It's just humiliation.
Yeah, of course.
Humiliation. My guy's like. That's why I said Man United. I mean, on the calling, we got a call in the show. I've called it a Netflix special, mate, a comedy special. That's what we are, man.
That's what we are, Netflix series, you know what I mean?
We are a Netflix comedy special.
Without cameras being there. You know, that's why United have never had access to or any footage. Because what would it expose?
Expose the bankers.
Absolutely. The bankers.
And I've got something to say. I've got something to say to...
I think it's my jacket. It's hanging, so they're like, what is it hanging? It's only coming back. No, but it just shows you, man. You know what it is, yeah?
Because they will expose the bankers.
Yeah, absolutely. And this for me, yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? There's this kind of almost like, it's a short-term happiness. You know what it is? Because the thing is, right?
What happiness?
I know, exactly, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a false happiness, right? Let me just explain this to you, yeah? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's left, yeah. But the banker said, and the club in charge has said, you know what, hold on a minute, don't get too excited. Carrick is staying. With this guy, by the way, has got 6...
he can only work for 6 weeks apparently because he hasn't got the right coaching badges for him to be able to.
There's 6 weeks left of the year, so that's at least January,
right? So can only be in charge for 6 weeks because he hasn't got the coaching accreditations.
Accreditation,
for him to be able to be the first team coach of a professional football club. But anyway, for me, I just think what are they like? Like they're staying, like. to me, it just shows it. Zero integrity. Only 6 months after the Liverpool defeat,
should have walked, yeah.
Should have walked, right? Every one of them should walk. Every one of them should hang their
heads in shame.
In shame, right? Every one of those clowns. But because they're being wooed by bigger clowns, they're just taking it as it is. And I was listening to a podcast because I like to hear many different views as I can. And I got people in a podcast calling fans from different parts of the world and fans from all around the country that can't go to away games and home games, calling them one of them said, if you put a I think something along those lines, if you put like a map Old Trafford somewhere, they wouldn't even know where to point and all of this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, wow. So in 2021, there are certain people on a podcast making some horrendous xenophobic remarks about other fans, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
So it just shows you about
the elitism mentality. You know?
It's
the fact that we know better. We know where
like, I've been going and we know better.
We know better, exactly. But that just shows you, man, how much this fan base is split, because the fan base should never choose when OLE should go. This fan base has been fighting in-house for 2.5 years whether a manager should go. Where has the board been able to say?
The bankers said, you tell me, Richard Arnold, Matt Judge, Ed Woodward, where's their qualifications to make footballing decisions?
There isn't none.
There
isn't none. Apparently, they've left the decision to Joe Glazer. That was the word from Fabrizio Romano, right? He said they're working on it and they're leaving the decision to Joe Glazer. So Joe Glazer would have been the one to pull the plug in and say, right, this is not.
But what qualifications has he got other than being an owner?
Well, there you go then.
Like, he's supposed to hire. That's what I'm saying. You're like, listen, there's stories where they came to Old Trafford, the team scored against us, and one of them started jumping up, and then they had to go, no, the other team scored.
Oh my God, no, I don't believe that.
I'm telling you, that exists. But anyway, I just want to say of the back, solidarity with all those United fans who got arrested the other morning for the protest that stopped the Liverpool game. Obviously, the ones who were violent, if they were violent,
they're the violent ones.
If they were violent, but I think they were provoked by the police. And that's me 100%. I don't trust the Greater Manchester Police. Greater Manchester Police are under special measures. And solidarity with those United fans who got
I think
arrested.
it was a statement by, you know what it was?
Arrested.
That's what you call capitalism, because at the end of the day, right?
They don't go after that. That's what I'm saying. If you got robbed or your house got robbed, police just say, we'll give you a crime number. They'll never come.
They'll never log it in.
They'll never come.
Absolutely.
But when there's billionaires
involved,
and a game like that stopped,
they're like, because the police officer that came to me in the protest, the first thing he did was come to me and said, are you the organiser of the protest? And I straight away thought, right, he's trying to criminalise me. Has he been sent by the owners or the guys who run the club and find out who the leaders are, who the guys at the pack are? You know, what are they kind of like? Who are these guys that are basically protesting? They want to know who they are, the ringleaders.
Good that you had me in it.
There you go.
Years of experience of protesting.
Nuruddin, I was in the gym. I was all pumped up. But by the way, Nuruddin, I didn't organise the protest.
No, I know you didn't.
You know what it is, yeah? Bless these kids, yeah. These kids, man, are sending me to the... Yo, these guys, yeah, that are making these protest banners stop. Yeah. Because all it does, yeah, it puts me in a pressure where if I even say anything or if I even retweet it for the benefit of the whole protest, it's like I'm the ringleader.
No, you're not.
And because I attended, because I live 10 minutes away by London, so I thought, let me attend this protest, which at the time I intended for a Glazer up protest. So everyone's going to come to me and say, I can organise it. And the guy who did the thing, he didn't come. Or the people who did it didn't come, man. So please, if you're going to at least do a banner and say you're going to come to a pro, please come.
At least come.
At least come. You know what I mean?
Well, luckily you had me ringing you.
Exactly. Luckily, Nuruddin said, make sure, he said, you're not the organiser of the protest. And
criminal,
to me, Nuruddin,
you could be done for criminal.
I want to know why there isn't a protest against Michael Carrick and these lot staying and being the kind of in charge for the football club. Why isn't there an uproar right now on social media? A lot of people are feeling sorry for themselves. You know what they've done though? These Glazers are clever, you know. They sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So the feeling is joy, Nuruddin.
What joy?
No, I'm just saying in general. You know what I mean? Let's not kid ourselves. Managerially, there's a reason why people are happy he's sacked. Managerially. Can you agree with that one? Managerially.
If we were a normal football club, this would have
Okay, just managerial.
after the Europa League final.
Yeah, okay. But even after the 5-0. This is another point before I make this point. If he was sacked after a 5-0, would there be a kind of acceptance of,
Of course there would have been.
Exactly. But what they've done is, they've let it rot to the point where I was emotionally disconnected from Manchester United.
Course.
So I was like, when he got sacked, I was like, what? What's going on? Is he sacked? And everyone was just like, almost like, oh man, it did need to get to this, man.
The man, they humiliated
It's humiliation, isn't it?
Humiliation.
Exactly.
It is cruelty what they've done to him.
Absolutely.
And now these are the clowns. Keep their job, and it's their coaching. He didn't do the coaching.
But he did, exactly.
It's their coaching.
Yeah. Exactly. So what was I going to say? What was my point before that? I was going to make a point before that.
You were saying about the people can be happy about him being sacked.
Yeah. So when you look at it, right, it's got to this point.
To me, if you're happy about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being sacked, you're not been paying attention to Manchester.
No, 100%.
For the past 8
it's
years,
a short-term happiness.
You've not been.
You know what it is, Lord? It's a short-term happiness without understanding that we are still going to be run by these guys. You know what I mean? And the worry now for me is that they've almost said to themselves, right, they've sacked him, right? Hold on a minute. They've sacked. This is my point, by the way. They've sacked him. They've got him out. Everyone's happy. Everyone's rejoicing. They've got Michael Carrick in, and everyone's went, "Oh shit!" Realizing, even me, I'll admit it. I was like, "Oh yeah, Michael."
I was saying that last night.
Yeah, you were saying that last night. Yeah, absolutely.
I was saying that last night.
Yeah. So basically, they've sacked him, right? Then they got Michael Carrick, so you're like, damn, man, what's the point in it?
I had to make listen, I made couple of calls last night for the original people who told me that he was this close to being sacked against Liverpool, because majority of the board were like, he cannot lose. You're setting a standard when you are a manager at Man United at Old Trafford, you lose 5-0 to Liverpool. You're setting a standard, right? And those people have said to me, he's Carrick, Phelan, all of them are staying.
Wow.
All of them are staying as the caretakers.
Yeah.
They're staying. Well, so now we've got an interim, and we're looking for another interim.
By the way, I just clocked on that, right? I was doing Statman, by the way. I was doing a stream of Stat. I just clocked on that. That was in the statement.
That was in the statement.
That is absolutely baffling.
So we've wrote off the rest of the
basically exactly. Which that's why the title of the video is Ole gone, but what next? Here's my next point, right? They've done this video, and whether it comes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or whether it comes from the club, listen, I don't really care. But what they're doing is, they've put this video, and now the response is a lot of people are feeling sorry for Ole and the situation, and why has it come down to this? It's almost as if, for me, this is almost like a psychology.
It's called crisis management. How do you get sympathy amongst that, and also make it about Ole? And what does it do? It takes it away from the bankers and their failures. Listen,
absolutely.
I told you guys, pay attention. I know about how these things work. I worked in organizations. I know how you manage a crisis. It's called crisis management.
Yeah.
You've all been sold down, and now you're going in. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to be all right. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a very lucky man, first of all, to get the job. Second of all, to carry it on for what has been carrying on, right? Living off the vibes or whatever it's been in that. He's done really good in a pandemic to manage the football club, in a pandemic where it could have been crazy. We finished second, but way behind. And at the end of the day, when he was given the resources, he got found out, which I predicted.
Yeah.
I sat here on this podcast and predicted, there's nowhere to hide. Ronaldo come in and pour all the pressure. And now they're doing a crisis management to make it about Ole. And it was never about him.
But there you go.
It's never been about him. And that's why I've been getting crucified on the comment section when I'm telling you, I'm not Ole in or Ole out. I'm not getting involved in it because it's not about him. And finally, some of you are woken up because the whole structure I've been banging on about for 3 years have been exposed. And now you know who runs your football club. Bankers who don't know nothing about football, who've turned us into a Netflix special, because that's what we are. People are laughing. And there's only two things to be. There's tragic. It can't even be a tragic. It's just a comedy show. Manchester United ceased to be a football club very long time ago, and none of you were paying attention because you all were like, look, they're all like this. Look. Well, you're not looking at the bigger picture. You're just focusing on this.
You know, and that's the thing, Nuruddin. I'm talking about the cycle of what they're doing right now, right? So now, the anger turns into joy, turns into kind of almost...
Empathy.
The empathy stage, right? So then the empathy stage now, can it rise up back to anger in terms of where we're going again? That's the key situation now.
Listen, I've said it on Twitter. Every one of those ex-United legends is a coward. Every one of them is a coward. Because none of them, they all want to protect their brand. Yeah. They all want to have access to the club. None of them will call out what's going on. And actually, I'm going to make even a further accusation against them. Because they fucking deserve it. Why? Because you want to prepare your legacy. Because you were good. You were that good. That's why you won't come out and say what the real problem, what the real cancer of this football club is. These owners who live in America and these bankers who have been in charge for the past 8-9 years. None of you have got the cojones, balls to call out for what it is. None of you. 4 managers in 8 years. 4 managers. Mediocre. Not sniffed the league. Not even got close to anywhere in the Champions League, quarter-final or semi-final. Actually, with Moyes, quarter-finals.
Good goal ever, by the way. Yeah. You know what?
They need to be called out.
Yeah,
they need to be called out.
Listen.
Those
Nordin, you know
those
deep down,
bankers need to. And all of these people want access and want to protect the brand because it pays well to be associated with Man United. Nowadays, social media pays well.
Listen, you know me, Nordin. I've had personal kind of battles with Ollie, but I knew the bigger picture. I called it like 2 years ago. There's an interview with Flex, right? And I said to him after the Burnley game, was it the Burnley game, right?
Yeah.
I said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a shield for the Glazers, and he will continue to be that shield as long as he's in charge, and as long as he kind of like papers over the cracks. He gets the results that they need. He gets the top 4 trophy that we used to laugh at Arsenal, and he does that. And he's done that, by the way. He's done that.
Yeah, he's done his job. For whatever remit he was given, he's done that.
But he's done that. But also, he's been out of his depth. For a long time, and the club have just let it rot.
Because we're not a football club. Yeah. People need to understand. We're not. We are a mortgage that makes the bankers. That banker there that's in charge, he's the most highly paid CEO in world football. Highest paid CEO in world football. And 2 weeks ago, what did they tell us? Oh, he's not really leaving. He's going to be a consultant.
Oh, my God. But again, where's the uproar for that?
And all of these ex-legends, they've got all of that sauce, all of that heat for the players. But can you grow pair and call out the people who are run this football club, who have ruined this football club and our history and reputation? Every single day they trod on it. But you haven't got any balls, have you? You've got nothing. You're all cowards. You ain't no legends to me, mate. You ain't. And if I ever saw any of you, I swear on my mother's grave, I tell them to their face.
Well,
I tell it to their face. You know me. I tell it to their face. Why are you not calling them out? Why are you protecting them to get access to the stadium so you can take your kids around for a walk?
To be fair, Gary Neville today, and listen, he did mention at the football.
He mentions it, but he don't go in on them, does he?
But also, he's mentioned it only now because guess who's left? His mates left, and now he has to shoulder the blame onto someone. And for me, he's shouldering it now onto the Glazers when it suits him. But the thing is, right, the problem is for me though, is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a minute problem for a bigger picture. And now I'm looking at thinking, why are they looking at an interim? Why can't they just go and produce a package that is capable?
It's called, you know what it's called? When you're out of your depth, it's called make up as you go along.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. When you have people who don't know what they're doing in charge of the footballing side of the football club because they don't know what they're doing, so what they do is they make up as they go along. That's why they sent him hiding for going and fishing and all that.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe that?
They sent him fishing and they sent some of the players, gave them options. They gave the players an option. And you can either stay or train, right? Or you can go on holiday.
Bypassed by the club, allowed by the club to happen, allowed by the
I told you, because they think they can just...
Maybe Darren Fletcher.
It's like there's something kicked off in the office. Because in the banking world, maybe that's what happens. People kick off in the office, and in banking. I'm not a banker. I don't know. Yeah. But maybe something kicked off. And then what happens is that then they go, right, you take a week off, you take 10 days off. Yeah. Maybe that's what they say to cool everything down.
Crisis management.
So now, they don't have a clue. And a lot of you clowns, especially in the comment sections, coming for me. And all I've done is told... Nah, man. Listen, I've took it, man. I've took it. Nah, I'm telling them.
No, because
I'm telling them. Nah, it's not about being confused. I'm trying to educate them. I've been trying to educate them. I've been telling them it's about these clowns. Save your heat for them. And Musa, big up Musa, by the way.
Yeah.
He always said it's easy to bully the small guy, innit? Because you haven't got the energy and you're not gonna can't do the research. Google 2 fingers away. You were all coming for me, and now look. Now look.
Yeah.
So we now got interim. I'm waiting for the interim, and apparently Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney is one of the people. But tonight he said, "Nah, I'm focusing on Derby."
This is Derby. If you get
This is Derby, 9 points deducted. Could be going to league.
Yo, which one's the bigger problem though?
Could be going to league.
No, hold on. Which is the bigger problem then? Knowing that you're getting relegated or coming into a job and dealing with these guys, which one would you rather have? I'd rather know that I'm getting relegated. Honestly, because at least I know my situation.
Derby, don't bring my name into it.
I'm telling you.
I'd rather get relegated with Derby to League One, mate.
I'm telling you. Luis Enrique was like, "Is it April Fool's Day?"
It's on Sky Sports, yeah. It's because it's still it to
I
me.
know, yeah.
Right? Check it out. I swear to Wayne Rooney's like, I'm quite sad when the manager loses his job, but you know what? I've got.
Derby. Oh my God, man. It's like when
apparently Mark Hughes is on that list.
Oh my God. Please don't, man.
So you thought by getting rid of OLE, right? A lot of you thought the DNA would be over. That Sentiment FC would be over. No. Why Michael Carrick, you ask me? Yeah. What does it do? It continues what?
Continues.
The Sentiment FC, the DNA. Why?
Because Michael Carrick.
Feeling is there.
Would you class Michael Carrick as a legend?
He's no legend to me. He's a clown, mate.
No.
He's a clown, mate. Shut your mouth, mate. He's a clown. He's a clown, mate. He's a clown, mate. He's there, part of it. He stayed, right? Betrayed his guy who helped him to get him the job and him to stay. But then said that if me and you go work somewhere,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? They get rid of you. I'm gone, mate. I'm gone, mate.
Money must have been. They must have bumped his contract up by a couple of million. You know what I mean?
He hasn't even got the right qualifications.
He learned under Jose. Apparently, he got his contracts under Jose. You know these qualifications, by the way. Like, how do they? Because I've never seen them.
It's like UEFA B. You know, UEFA A. You have to get them. You have to do the amount of minutes of coaching. I think he's done it.
Got them.
Yeah. I think he might have done it. I don't know. I mean, this could be the rumors. This could be the rumors. This is alleged. This is alleged. But he's a clown for leaving his boy. To me, he's a clown. And people are like, why? Well, we got nobody else. Exactly. Why have we not got anybody else? Because the bankers, I told you all, every one of you who watches this podcast, every one of you knows more about them, about football, than they will ever know. And yet they get paid millions. Millions every season.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, Lord, when you look at Michael Carrick, ain't Kieran McKenna meant to be the tactician? The one that was done well at Spurs under 18.
No, you know what? Under 18, Saeed, I told you, I watched Kieran McKenna's teams under 18, and they played good football. Wallahi, this is nowhere of a lie. They play good football, but that's the youth level. But that's the academy and youth team.
Youth level is.
And what did I said to you when you give them a chance? We didn't see anything improving.
Under Mourinho,
they went from the 4-3-3 to this horrendous formation now. Even though we haven't got the players.
Yeah.
We haven't got the players to play this the way Bayern Munich play. The way Ajax play sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
The way we haven't got that. We haven't got this to play the two guys because we haven't got two that's good enough, that's enough balance that he wanted to play anyway. So now, people like Donny and that come on second half yesterday, showed his class. And you know what? You should be ashamed of yourself. If any of you guys to cover for OLE and these banker wankers, right? Any of you covering up for him saying, Donny, maybe he ain't that good in training.
No.
Listen, Donny van der Beek showed yesterday where the pressure was there in a crucial game. What he showed. He showed levels. Levels, mate.
But you know what? The downfall what OLE will always was the favourites. The favouritism. you know, the kind of lack of like plan.
So it's gonna. Do you think it's not the even gonna tell you? My words. The first 2 guys on the team sheet against Villarreal is who?
You got rested anyway.
Is who?
And who rested Fred?
And who?
Well, you know, the guys, Michael Carrick, you know, Kieran McKenna.
Who are they going to play? Who are they going to start?
In midfield. You know, it's weird, right? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Kieran McKenna all discussed the set of tactics for every single game under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign. So why have they allowed it to carry on? It's almost as if they're saying, we need someone to supervise. You know when you need someone to cover a shift in work? What do they say to you all the time? Anyone. I want anyone. Cover this shift by any means possible. Because if I can't lose another day or I'm sacked. You get anyone, right?
It's not even that. I wish it was that, Saeed. Because
But it is though.
Because then at least people then will do it with honesty. People will do it with honesty. You know what I mean? In terms of work where you're covering a shift, right?
Yeah, I know.
Honesty.
But then again,
it's just here to cover up for bankers who have.
Would you want to? And also Michael Carrick.
Why would you want to
cover up for them?
Why would you want to stay?
I don't understand.
Why would you want to stay? You say to them, you 3 guys, you're sacking him now after letting this carrying on for them. We're all walking. Let you guys run the club.
Absolutely. And
you come and coach.
Yeah.
I want to see Woodward on that bench.
Yeah.
Coming out in the press conference.
Yeah. But then what if Darren Fletcher took the job though? Because he's got
for
a
me,
astute role.
If he would have been, he's another clown as well, man. Listen, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Every one of them. The ones who decide to work for these bankers, the ones who don't call it out, you're all clowns. You're all cowards. You're not real Man United fans. You're not. You're not because you would have called it out. You would have called it out.
Have they been kind of deceived? Or do you actually...
Listen.
Because you know Andy Cole.
Who the fuck am I? I'm a guy in fucking Hume. Yeah. I'm a guy who lives in Hume. And everything I've told you, has it come true?
Yeah. But when someone like Andy Cole, right? We've met Andy Cole. I've met him.
It's because protecting the brand, because it helps, doesn't it? It helps. It pays. It pays.
But then when he says Andy Cole, right? And I quote what he said. He goes, "Ollie shouldn't be the guy that." I understand that, but then who's in charge? Andy. I don't understand what you. I didn't understand this quote.
Listen, you know what they do in it. You know what they do? They destabilize. So basically, they do another thing. What they do, like say they've worked on the plan. How can we get away with being this inadequate? So what we do, get all the ex-guys in, turn them all to ambassadors of the club, and then pay them all off, and then silence for them. Basically, you're paying for their silence.
Yeah.
And then it goes around. But that's why I'm calling every one of those ex-United legends who doesn't call out the real problem at this football club. You're all cowards. If I know, who the hell am I? Saeed, I would have told you the team to pick. I would not have started knowing the hell we would have started McTominay and Matic. They can't play together, those two.
They've never played together.
McTominay's been horrendous. Shocking since the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Since he got rushed back after the operation. He's been horrendous.
Yeah, operation, yeah. He's never looked the same since. I mean, he had the illness, didn't he, for Scotland? Or, what did he have? Let us know in the comments, by the way. You know, what did he have?
Listen, at the end of the day,
what's going on? Rashford's allowed to come straight into the team when he's been off for England. You know, I don't know what's going on with this football club, mate. I really don't know. And you know what worries me is that we're having to rely now on the Glazers to make a footballing decision right now.
It's not the Glazers, it's the bankers they put in charge.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying to you, the bankers. For me, they're part of them anyway. Why do we always separate them? They're all part of the Glazer family.
No, because they've got bankers who run their football club for them, and it's never been done.
Why is Joe Glazer having the fan of position?
Listen, because it's about when it comes to that money, isn't it?
The money.
Because they're like, you know what? If I was one of these bank, I'd be like, the money comes out of my wages because I'm the one that's failing.
Yeah, true.
He would not be. None of those bankers would be, because those 3 have overseen 4. What have we won in that? 1 FA Cup. 1 Europa League and 1 what?
Yeah.
League Cup.
Yeah.
That's what we've won.
Yeah.
So, those of you who think we're a football club still, you're not being paid attention.
And is it scary now that we're going into a situation right now?
Zaid, like I said to you, after that 5-0 we sat there, I emotionally disengaged.
Oh yeah, massively.
It gets me angry because it gets me angry because most United fans are not seeing the bigger picture, and people are right, left, and celebrating.
Will we ever see the bigger picture? Because do we have a United fan
And you know what?
think like that?
They're not even hiding it. That's the biggest
Because
thing. They're doing
we're
it in your face. They're being manipulative.
We're mourning right now. If I'm looking at Twitter, everyone's mourning. Everyone's mourning, man. Everyone's like, I think we're on that kind of, when you talked about that crisis management, we're on the stage of mourning, and then we're gonna wake up and think
manipulation, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what they're doing, man. Because for me, I don't see Frank Lampard.
And you know the funniest thing?
Yeah.
They sacked him on social media last night, and that's the cruelest part of it.
Yeah.
Because they've been sending their leaks in it that he was gone.
Of course.
By 11 o'clock last night, and that just shows you, without telling him actually, without effing telling him, they're leaking. They're in that meeting, they got their phones like that, texting there. Because they have to give these crony journalists, they have to give them something.
Samuel Lucas and all them.
Listen, they have to give them something. They have to give him something because then they use them to write the good articles, to do the PR for the club.
Yeah. You know that time when Alex Ferguson was meant to come for a suit, but he wasn't there to kind of like, talk to Wally and everything, he was just a meeting, But for me, like that's the worst part of it all is the fact that they've let him come to press conferences, had to say things about crossbars and and let him
it's cruelty.
It's cruelty. You know what it is here, Norton? I've never questioned, right?
I swear, you know what? I just think, where's his friends? Yeah. I genuinely think, where's his friends?
You know what?
Like, where are these people like Gary Neville who care about him? Just say, Ollie.
I mean, he did text him though to say, keep going. He showed him his support. Let me ask you a question, Norton. Would when Michael Carrick, Frank Lampard got the job, and he was sacked? Was there an emotional kind of thing over there? It was literally like
No. Some Chelsea fans were.
No, but I'm talking about the final message, the video. I understand Ollie wanted that video, but the club surely must have said, you know what, at this time, we're not going to send that message out in terms.
Who says that? Come on, we are a PR club, man.
Come on, then, because it fits into their PR.
It fits into their PR. Come on, that's crisis management, man. How do you get sympathy and make it about him? The guy's gone.
Yeah.
Right, it don't matter what words he's going to say, what goodbye he's going to say. Yeah. Everybody knows he will always be welcome at Old Trafford. Yeah. Everybody knows that. So what's the point of him coming out on camera and saying that?
Yeah.
It's all to protect who?
And also, it was...
What is it to protect?
It was Stuart Gardner, the actual MUTV, like giving him an 11-minute interview. So it wasn't just a kind of a farewell message. It was an interview. It was talking about like the game against... why talk about the game against Villarreal?
Listen.
Hold on. They asked him a question about the game against Villarreal and what would you say to the boys? And he said, make sure you believe, along the words of, like enjoy play for Man United. But then Michael Carrick will take in charge of them. So would you not have said the same message to Michael Carrick and said, you know what, go out there, boys?
This is what I'm worried, mate. That's what I'm worried.
Noureddin.
I just hope the players...
Noureddin.
Saeed, I told you it's going to unravel this season. I said it to you. It's all going to be revealed. I said that many times on the podcast for the past two and a half months.
What series are we on now then?
What episode we're on now?
What episode we're on?
We're on repeat on Netflix, mate. We're never getting taken off, mate. We are a comedy special, mate. That's what we are.
Literally, we're literally ever growing, man. It's like, how many episodes do you get in?
And some people still want to go, listen, the people who to me, genuinely, it breaks my heart because I feel like maybe the way how I come across my message to try to educate the young fan base to genuinely think about. I'm hearing reports that there was no intention to sack him. There was no intention. Yeah. There wasn't any intention.
But there was never intention. That's the problem though, Noureddin, because it was a shield for them. It was no intention to sack Ollie until... I don't think this season... And I'm being seriously, if we were kind of petering around top 4 and we didn't get any trophy, Noureddin,
he wouldn't be sacked. Because that's the remit.
And that's the remit.
I told you, that's the remit.
Yeah.
People laughed at me when I said 5 years ago, we're the new Arsenal.
Yeah, we're the new Arsenal.
Yeah. And I was actually surprised that they sacked him because I'm like, if I was resigned to him be saying for the whole season because I was like, if you're not Man United as a football club seized. Right, I already knew Man United not a football club, which is a mortgage that makes money for the bankers and the Glazers, But they didn't sack him after Liverpool. I was like, if he can survive 5-0 at Old Trafford at Liverpool,
mate, if he can survive that,
you survived that. You are for me, you can survive anything.
You can survive anything, literally.
And I think one of
That
the
was the
reasons
worst lowest
why
point for me.
is some of the away fans were like telling him to fuck off last night, and it's cringeworthy, it's humiliating
That is
for some of the
Stuart
fans.
was there, by the way.
For some of the
Adam
fans,
was there, and he said it was really bad, man. It was really. But then why has it got them to
it has to go to that extent because that's what they pay you, but they want to humiliate you.
Yeah. And Watford,
They get off on it. They get off on it.
The amount of chances they had in the first half.
They get off on it.
You know,
when
they
you
should
hear
have scored.
when you hear Liverpool and Arsenal fans joining in, singing "Ollie's at the wheel,"
Yeah.
and we're not even playing them.
Today at City. Carrick's at the wheel. Tell me how good.
This is it.
And that is really.
This is what
really
we've
sad.
got, mate. To be fair, United fans should sing "Bankers at the Wheel." That's what we should be singing.
Yeah.
Bankers at the wheel.
Bankers
That's
at
what
the
we
wheel.
are.
Are you
Bankers
worried
at
that
the
in
wheel.
November already that this season's over?
Of course it is.
The season
The season's
is already.
They've
written
They're
it
looking
over.
for interim and they're looking for ex-Man United players.
Laurent Blanc in Qatar.
No, listen, forget I was like
What
Qatar.
are you doing?
Saeed, forget the Qatar. Like Laurent Blanc, we said it, we talked about it years ago. He might have been a guy to go with after we sacked. After we sacked
David
Jose.
Moyes?
Yeah, or even after we sacked Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Or even after we sacked Van Gaal, he might have been a guy.
Yeah, because he was hot at that time. He was at PSG.
Yeah, he was at Bordeaux. Sorry, Bordeaux.
Bordeaux.
Bordeaux. So he would have been a guy to basically. We talked about it. Remember,
Yeah,
we
of course.
talked about
Listen,
it.
we're there.
Yeah, listen.
We're there,
this,
mate. We're there.
this is the guy who plays very good football. He's getting a really good.
He was like the Tuchel of now.
Yeah, like getting so much out of the
Yeah.
young Bordeaux team.
But now,
you know what I mean?
he's
And
alienated.
that's what I said. So now, two names I heard: Rooney, Mark Hughes. And somebody said they heard the name Steve Bruce, but then somebody said to somebody, "Don't even bother, because it's gonna cost riot."
That for me, I genuinely would consider
Imagine this, Bruce.
that would kill me.
Imagine it, Bruce. Imagine next season.
Tell me,
I won't put it
what
past
is
the
though?
bankers.
I
won't put it past the bankers.
Steve Bruce, are you in Tenerife? Yeah, come back from Tenerife, mate.
I swear, believe me, I won't put it past the bankers.
But you know why? Because when we were sacking
Mark
Mourinho-
Hughes, 100% I've heard about.
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney, I've heard about. What's the last time Mark Hughes managed? Like 4 years ago, 3 years ago now. He got sacked by Southampton, and that's the last job they got sacked.
Southampton, yeah. And then let me ask you a question, though. You know when we were talking about when Mourinho got sacked, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came out of nowhere. You know that?
No, but they already prepped it because he was seen around in the tunnel. And
No,
meeting the
but
players
come on, to the
about a
United
month
fan
ago.
base.
Yeah.
When we were talking
Yeah.
about it, it was Pochettino for me.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
I wanted it was Pochettino.
Yeah.
But
And apparently this is the long term. So go carry
but
on.
I'm just saying that,
Yeah.
Ole was never the question. But go on.
No, Pochettino. Apparently they're saying the one. To me, Pochettino, I'm done. I'm past that.
Yeah, I'm
stage.
past that as well, mate.
I'm past that. I'm not
past
after
that, yeah,
Pochettino because at the end of the day, he's like the yes man as well. They're gonna get another yes man in it because that's what he was. To be fair, at Spurs. That's why he kept his mouth shut, didn't he? He just coached the players. He plays decent
And also,
football.
he signed a contract with PSG.
Yeah.
It's got
But
Messi name in that.
apparently, United are offering 4-year contracts. So they're gonna try to tempt him with a 4-year contract at the end of the season, and that means he could be able to walk out of PSG to come to Man United because he'll get 4-year contract.
Wow, and he could win the Champions League at the end of the season. He could.
Yeah, no, he came out the other day. He said he said if he doesn't win the Champions League this season, he's failed.
Well, he's failed anyway. You know what I mean? He has failed. You know what the thing is, right, Nordin? It's the fact that what's alarming is that. For me, I don't want Brendan Rodgers, by the way. I don't know about you. Even it's not even being reactionary about the result yesterday, but you know how many
How many goals? Yeah, they conceded
from set pieces as well. They've got a worse defensive record. Only Norwich have got a better defensive record than Leicester City.
And third, who are the third? Who are third?
United. So then people are saying Brendan Rodgers, he might be tactically better than Ole, but is it hard to be?
He's another clown. Man.
But is it hard?
He's another clown.
You know what I mean? But again, man,
I don't want any clowns. So
No.
Aid, the people that we need is Ranieri to take over till the end of the season.
Are you dreaming?
And then, but that's.
Are you dreaming?
Well, I've got to hope in it. I've got to hope, right?
No, you're
if
dreaming.
any of these bankers learn, that's the thing about it. Because people think they've got money or they make money, that they might know something about football. There's a team in Scotland, yeah. They were bought by American business people, yeah. They've had to sell on. I forgot the name. Please, somebody remind me in the comments, right?
Yeah.
I forgot the name. They absolutely were horrendous. I think maybe Dunfermline. I think Dunfermline.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe there might have been, right? I think it might be. They are very successful in business, but they know nothing about football. Zilk about football. And you know what? it failed, and they sold and just like, you know what, we can't do this. So,
Oh yeah, but I've not really heard of the family.
So it could be.
It could be. I could be wrong. Yeah,
and I could be wrong. But please, somebody correct me. But
Stephen Creamer, he's a Scottish fan.
Yeah,
is he Scottish?
Well, honestly, they wash their hands of it. But they're honest. But these clowns, it's like they're doubling down and tripling down. That's what they're doing. And they've turned. I say it again. We are a Netflix series. Yeah. We are a comedy
endless
special.
Netflix.
We are endless. You don't even have to pay for it. You can just get cheat mode, mate.
Cheat mode, yeah.
Cheat mode online, and you can watch Netflix for free.
Yeah, literally. Because it's like, it's just giving us free comedy. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at it, Nuruddin, yeah.
And those of you who still are banging on about back the club, what club, mate? Club don't belong to you, mate. It ceased to be a club when David Gill was allowed to walk out at the same time as Fergie, mate. He ceased, that's the day he ceased to be a football club. And even before that, Fergie was covering for them for years and years and years and years. And at the moment, Fergie needs to just take a chill, man. Don't get involved in anything, because you're ruining your legacy as well. By accommodating these clowns of a bankers, mate. Clowns, they're serious clowns. And big up all the Cockney Reds. I'm all about peaceful protesting. Cockney Reds, the bankers don't live in Manchester anymore. They all live in London. Man United have got office in Mayfair. If you want to have time and you want to go and protest, go and do what's democratically right in this country. Go and protest.
But I don't think the fan base is even on that level. No, I don't think we have a United fan base. I think the fan base is disjointed. You know, you're not allowed an opinion anymore. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of hierarchy. There's a lot of silencing in the minority.
No, I mean, no
I think it is.
No, to me,
it is done with it, and that's the problem with it.
Listen, your football opinion's opinion. The only difference is that we're on YouTube, be able to do it now. People have been doing it in the pubs for years and years and years. In bars, in clubs, in neighbourhoods, in youth clubs. People are talking about United you know, who United are going to sign. You think the manager's good enough? That's conversations. Yeah. It just happened to now we've got technology and social media where we can meet.
We don't have fans that are, you know, accessible here now. You can't just go. Like, I could come up to you 10 minutes down the road and I'll be like, yeah, we're talking about United, but some people are in them, like, you know, some people are from South Africa, around the world that can't.
And that's a success. And that's what United fans that bought that success. But I said it to people. Two of my friends, their kids are asking them, can they please support City or Liverpool? Yeah. That's what they're asking them.
That's mad, isn't it, when you think of that?
Their kids are like, can we please? And they're like, can we please not get Klopp? Why can't we have Pep Guardiola? 5-6-year-olds.
Pep Guardiola is saying to him today that he did it, like, it's basically he battled well against him. You know what I mean? And he gave a few praises, but deep down he knew, man.
Listen, the guy came a couple of weeks ago and said, I hid the ball and put it in the fridge. The guy was trolling us. The guy came out with bars like he was on some battle rap. I put the ball in the fridge. I hid the ball.
Let me ask you a question, Jordan. Is there an argument to say that this football club doesn't want a new legacy?
Saeed.
No, we're not a football club, but a new legacy.
No, genuinely. You can't refer to Man United as a football club anymore.
Okay.
Use the
as an institution?
No, Saeed, not institution. What? We are a mortgage. We are bankers.
Okay. But I'm just technically using the term football club, right? Is this club wanting to move on from the legacy of Alex Ferguson?
All of it is a PR stunt.
I know, and that's what I'm saying to you. Is the football
But they're not, though. It shows you today where we are right at this minute.
So what they're saying is now,
continuation.
Sir Ferguson's leverage and kind
continuation.
Of course. To make a history, to make a football club that is, you know what?
We live in the past.
Absolutely.
We live in the past.
So what I'm trying to say to you is that, are we a football club that is selling on the past? And also, you go to the museum tour, you come and meet the Old Trafford legends. So that's why what they've done is, they've hired as many legends as they can. You come over, you sit in the Red Cafe, and you say, right, talk about what happened in the 90s. And I get it, it's okay, but what you have to also
history is part of your club.
It's history, absolutely.
But when you just live on it, like you just live on it.
That's what United are doing right now. They're living on the past. And it's almost as if now, when I have a chat with Steve, right, and he keeps talking to me about, what are you doing right now? And it's like, that's why for me, I don't really banter about, where's the Champions League? Because I always think, I'm just mocking myself, because at the end of the day, they'll win the Champions League, and I'm telling you what, mate, they might even win more than 3.
It's only time.
It's only time, mate. In the next 10 years,
mate. Football. Listen, they might be run by war criminals, yeah?
Yeah.
But they are a football club.
But they are a football club. And
they do a bit of war criminal in Yemen. They kill people, slaughter people, yeah? Like, bomb some of the poorest people, starve some of the poorest people in the world to death. Look it up, people. Look it up, right?
But at the end of the day,
the way they run their football, the way they regenerate the area.
Look, you know what, today I tweeted,
complain.
this is what I mean about United fans here. You know, I tweeted today, I tell you what, man, City's youth development, right, is getting better than is better than Man United. And then so one guy goes, well, shit about City then. But I'm trying to understand the problems at Man United is that we don't develop, we don't have the training facility.
As long as we have attitude like that, other than that comment of saying, what the hell is going on? Why are we falling behind at every level?
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, look at all of the things behind Old Trafford. You could build a 100-seater stadium.
I know,
right? Look at all of the things behind it. They're all factories.
I know they're not factories. I know.
They're not homes. Do you know what I mean? So you can just buy them out, build, and do a proper...
It's an industrial site. Man United, by the way, if you haven't been to Old Trafford, right?
It's built around Trafford Park.
It's built around Trafford Park, and it's an industrial site. You know, if you look at the other side of the car park...
They could absolutely build, demolish that.
Why do we have a massive car park
build a women's stadium.
Oh my God.
Youth stadium.
That's the question.
Turn it into a thing, like, give so many jobs to local people in the community. Right, refurbish the whole thing. Build homes, hotels. Generate, you know what about? Do that.
Absolutely.
Because they're supposed to be like the capitalists.
You know the East Stand, yeah? You know the East Stand?
You know what, they don't even do capital as well. They don't even do that well.
You know the East Stand, right? The East Stand. That big car park.
Of course.
That could be a training ground facility. I'm telling you now, that car park is big loaded. Because you know why? It leads you onto the A road. That is a massive, massive car park. You could literally fit a whole stadium there if you wanted to.
Can you imagine the amount of jobs they could create?
But what they've done is they've created a place where you drop your bags off and then they charge you for it. Okay, it goes to Man United Foundation, good cause and whatnot. But then again, it's like, you could do that. The roof's leaking.
The facility.
Why don't you use that money? You know what I mean? Like, why don't they, you know, there's certain things around a football stadium, right? And it's like, you know, they're selling all these coffees, they're selling all the merchant, you know, the merch. They're even selling the merchandise right on your doorstep, so you don't even have to go into the shop. They're selling it. Nuruddin, I'm there just chatting with my mates, and I'm like, you want to buy this merchandise? I was shocked, Nuruddin, because I was like, what? You're selling merchandise outside, but they're actually selling merchandise outside now. So then you don't have to go into the queues and all that, because when you get the queues, you have to get searched, don't you? And a lot of people sometimes, like, you know, that don't want to be searched and don't want the hassle. They're like, you know what, I'll go when it's not busy. So they'll give you this actual megastore. They're bringing it to you now. They're bringing they're bringing the what you call, what's the match program called? The match program to you. Match program right onto your doorstep. They're allowing people to sell scarves in front of you. They're allowing people to, I don't know who that guy is yet. I'm big up to you. I'm not knocking down anyone yet. But you know when the guys that are selling the Champions League and you allow you to have a photo of the Champions League Premier, is that the club? I don't know if that's the club.
That's the club, say. Come on, of course that's the club.
That is crazy,
that's
man.
The club, mate.
It's just we're a soap opera in terms
But you know what? If they were proper business, they would do it properly. They would build a Man United theme park. They would do it properly and give people jobs, the local community people jobs, and build a massive stadium and get the football things
it's a day out. No. What I'm trying to say to you, it's a day out.
Yeah.
Man United Football Club is a day out.
But they can't even do the day out properly. They can't even do that properly. It's shambles, really. Because what you seen, having a little photo with a Champions League trophy that we've not seen in how many years?
I know.
What?
But it's a mockery to me, though. You know why it's a mockery? It's because the club could win that Champions League, actually. But what they're trying to say to us, oh, look at the Champions League over there. We used to win that. Have a photo with it. It doesn't really mean
because we're stuck in the past, innit?
And that is why I asked you the question. And by the way, big up to everybody in the comments. Like the video, please. But I asked you the question, are we just living off the past? Or Man United actually going to evolve in the future? Where I look at Chelsea, they're not looking like they're going to fall down already. Liverpool, there's a bit of me, I think, you know, with the FSG and Michael Edward leaving, that they might crumble.
Nah, it's assistants taking over. The guy who's been learning him for the past 2-3 years.
Oh, sorry. Well, we'll stay where they are.
Liverpool are not going anywhere. They've got a transfer committee because one person leaves. That's not going to collapse.
I know.
They've got an assistant just exactly saying what Bayern Munich have been doing. So they've got somebody to work with him.
Absolutely.
And that person, he's giving them all of the tips and he would always be on the end of the phone where they can help.
And then I ask you another question, right? Man City, come on, mate. They've only existed 10 years in terms of the top level.
Listen, they've only been a club, mate. The Etihad has only been open. Yes, it is, mate. Shut up. Listen, regardless how bad Man United are, tell Steve, mate, come here, lad, right? That Etihad, mate, it is, mate. It's 6 man and 1 dog, mate.
You know what?
Even if you want the treble, trust me, ain't it still everybody gonna be talking about Man United? Trust me.
Nah, but
trust me, mate.
Again, you're
trust me.
Your pride.
It's not pride. Listen, it's not pride. I tell it as it is, mate. No City fan can ever banter me, mate. No, Get that into your head. You can't. You've only existed for a decade, mate.
No,
Come back to me.
We're living off the past decade.
Nah, it's not even about the trophies. Come back to me when you get proper fans, mate. 20,000 fans.
I can't be asked with this, man.
20,000 fans.
Come on, Lord.
20,000 fans. Sing the rest, mate. 20,000 fans.
Lord, you're better than this one.
Nah, mate, I'm telling you as it is. No City fan can come and banter me, mate. If it wasn't for the human rights abusing,
come on, Lord.
Muppets, right? Funding doing sport washing. No, it's the truth. No. If you haven't got the human rights people doing sport washing, you won't be a football club, mate.
To yourself now.
Behave yourself.
All the people that were focusing on OLE,
behave yourself, mate.
The bigger picture. You're now focusing on that.
No, listen, that's the truth, though. That's the truth. I'm sorry to say.
Empty seats I'm talking about.
Listen, it is what it is, mate. 20,000 empty seats.
We won't talk about
20,000 empty seats. Who's there, mate? Listen, there's 6 people. Listen to me, there's 6 people.
Is he supposed to be coming lately?
Listen.
Is he supposed to be coming lately? The postman, by the way, is a City fan, and he's the postman. Roger, if you're watching this, mate, tell him.
Roger.
I'm being easy on you.
But listen, I tell it to him when he delivers the post. I was like, have you guys recruited any more fans today? I tell him, listen, I said, if you get put the money right, I'll come and be a crisis actor, mate. That's what I'll be as a City fan.
Oh my God.
I'll say, how many fans have you hired today? Listen, Man United are in the doldrums, yeah? But City fans, if you can banter us, you can banter me. You need to think twice about that, mate.
You're not easy today. Wow, what's it got? What's going on here? Mourinho. Something about Mourinho. Genoa versus Roma. Minute 75, complicated moment. Jose Mourinho decides to play Felix Afila-Gueye. He also has Zayola available on the bench. Celebrates jumping on Mourinho. First score to score 2003 in the Serie A. Wow. Born in 2003, man. That's crazy.
Well, big up to the kid, man.
Yeah, big up to the kid, man. Felix Afila-Gueye, man. Maybe the new star of football.
Yeah.
But no,
listen, what do Jose and Man United have in common? We're both a Wikipedia page, right?
Yeah. And by the way, Samuel Lucas is defending Mourinho on the Twitter today. That's how bad it is at the minute, you know. But it just shows you, man. We know we can never look forward.
Listen, Samuel Lucas is pretending to be on the side of the fans these days, eh?
You know what it is, Nordin? In your honest opinion, yeah, where do we go from here, Nordin?
Where do we go from here? Bankers, mate. Bankers. The bankers have the way. The bankers. We are looking to the sky. This is Man United fan now. Every Man United fan's like that.
Yeah.
We're looking to the sky.
We were hoping and pray. How long have we been hoping and praying for?
Listen, we even gonna more hope and pray now. More hope and pray. Yeah. That's what we are.
No,
now.
It's crazy, man. We are literally gonna have to hope and pray. And this fan base right now have to almost accept that we have to wait for a decision from the Glazers. Because that's what it is. Because at the end of the day, I don't think protest is going to work. I don't think we're going to...
No, listen, if we're united, protest could work.
Well, we're not united.
We're not united.
Cancel it. Walkouts. Are we going to do walkouts? I doubt it. You know,
they don't. The last I said to you, nobody's got the appetite. I've just come to watch United.
I've just come to watch United. You know what I mean? More than ever now.
Football is in circles.
There you go. And now that the manager's
gone... football into circles. Like,
you know, we get...
Listen, our clubs can be in the doldrums for 3 years, 2-3 years.
Yeah.
This is a permanent.
I know.
This is a permanent.
You think so?
This is permanent. And that's why when any of these ex-players come out, I'm sorry to bring it back to them, but because a lot of the fans respect them and listen to them, I have zero respect for any of them. And if I ever saw them, I'll tell them to their face. I tell them to their face.
Yeah.
You are a coward. You are here.
O2 Apollo, man. O2 Apollo. Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, they're going to be at O2 Apollo.
Honestly.
I know it's sold out, but you never know, man. There'll be someone on the door.
Listen.
They might not let you in, though.
Listen, I'm telling you now, I would put... Listen, I've met Gary Neville loads of times, yeah? Like I said to you, I share the same barber as Andy Cole, Dwight York, Rio Ferdinand. They all used to go to Richie's. You know where Richie's is.
Big up Richie's, yeah.
Yeah, big up Richie's, right? So, they were, to me, but now, there is happening under their watch. and they're not calling it out. To me, you ain't got no balls. You're protecting your brands, you're protecting your access to the club, and you're protecting this. Well, maybe I might be able to help in the future.
But maybe is there a part
They're
of
being
some,
bought out,
some,
mate.
some of the legends, right? I'm looking at Rio Ferdinand. I do think he cares, though, man. I do think that he wants.
Okay, if he cares, why was he bigging up Ed Woodward then?
When?
When we signed Ronaldo.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man.
Why Rio? Why? You know I spoke to Joe, innit? You see what I spoke to? I broke it down for him at the Glazonomics,
of course.
Right, I broke it down for him, right?
Of course.
And they're not mentioning it. To be fair, Halson was saying that we're run horrendously. But I'm like, name names, show photos. Name names and show photos. Oh, who's responsible for the debacle? For us being embarrassment.
Villarreal. I don't want to. Is there even point even talking about results?
Listen, it's the biggest game of the season for me.
Again,
why?
Again, Lord.
But why?
Again,
okay.
What are you fighting for when you say
I am fighting for? I just don't want Europa League.
Can someone in the comments
can't
understand why Nuruddin doesn't want to be Europa League?
I just can't.
I don't understand why you don't understand.
Thursday nights, I go cinema night.
Again, I asked you a question, Nuruddin. What are you supporting when the season's over?
Listen, I can't.
I can't.
Because you know what? Saeed, you know we're all addicts, yeah? Because we're all addicts to football club. We're never going to stop, regardless if this football club... Listen to me. Regardless if this football club went to fifth division or whatever, we will always support Man United because we're addicted, right? We're addicted, right? We're addicted. Yeah. So for me, I just can't understand everything about it. The music...
Lordin.
You know what it is? How snide it is.
It's not a
how you have to go all these cold countries.
Honestly.
And how he messes up your league run.
The only reason why I wouldn't want to be no because it messes up for the next
everything messes up for everything.
I honestly couldn't care less because until this football care.
Now I do.
No, that's your opinion.
I do because it's not. Listen, I'm self-preservation. Yeah. I just don't want that emotional turmoil in me.
Well, I don't know where your emotion is right now.
Hearing that we could be playing teams in a UEFA conference.
I don't care, mate. Honestly, I really don't care.
Listen, to be fair though, if you said to me you would like to go to League 2, right?
Hold on.
League 2, right? And that guarantees to get rid of the Glazers. And it guarantees to get rid of the bankers, I'll bite your hand off. Because I know within 4 years they'll be back.
Yeah, true.
Would you? If it guaranteed to get rid of the bankers, would you go to League 2? I think we would have an absolute ball. I would bite your hand off. That's how much hatred. I know that's the word, because you know what? I'm not a hateful person.
I think
genuinely I'm not.
I think that you could.
If those who know me personally,
now if you wanted to, but you have to be united. I think it's possible to not go to that length and extremes.
Those of you who know me personally know I'm not a hateful person, but I have a hatred for these people. Hatred. Because what they're doing to the fan base.
Yeah.
What they're doing to the fan base. To the young fan base.
Especially the young fan base. That's what I worry for because...
I've seen it. Listen,
Adam's son, man.
You've seen majority of United
I've seen majority of United success.
I've seen it all. I've seen it
all. I've seen it from post 2001.
Yeah, and
so 2001 when I was in primary school. So 2001, that's when I was in primary school, and that's when you kind of like you know your cognitive skills and
you only missed out on the treble.
The treble,
You missed out on the treble and a couple of league titles in the 90s.
Yeah, that's it.
And one of the greatest victories against Jurgen Cruyff's Barcelona, 1991. Your Cup Winners' Cup, where in Rotterdam, that's where United went. Yeah. Like that was one of the most important trophies Fergie won. And now you got people like me who are like literally like having sleepless nights, right, thinking about the Europa League.
Yeah.
I just hope, message to those players, if any of these donkeys watch anything, please just don't lose. Just don't lose. Do everything you can in your powers, please. Because I've already told people on viewers of my channel, I'm not covering it. I'm not going to be talking about Europa League football. I'm not. Just for my own mental health. It's a mental health thing for me. I just can't do it.
We'll see. But people, we're going to wrap up the podcast.
But listen, I would say to the fans, this is the thing on the positive. We never die.
Yeah.
Man United will get through this. Hopefully we'll pray one day we'll get new owners.
Yeah.
And the bankers will be gone and we'll go back to being a football club.
Yeah.
So pray.
Hope and pray.
Whatever you pray.
Again,
we hope and pray. We hope and pray.
People, we're going to wrap up the podcast here. Podcast 152. I know it's at an earlier time, but please like the video. It's imperative that you guys help support the channel. And this is podcast 152. Let's hopefully, by the next one, you know what I mean? And the next one, we have a new manager. But hey, who knows, eh? People, like the video, subscribe to this guy's channel.
Listen, by the way, I was coming for some of you. I'm just frustrated.
Yeah, I know.
I don't mean it by any disrespectful.
Yeah, you don't mean it.
I don't mean it like that. But I'm just saying to you, please see the bigger picture. Please see the bigger picture. You've all been exposed now. These clowns. Look who's running us. Yeah. Every one of you knows more about football than those 3 clowns who make the football industry.
Absolutely. But the camera's going to go in a minute now, so we're going to go 3, 2, 1. We're out, people. Take care. Bye. Peace. Cheers.